Stay tuned, everybody. Stay focused. We're going to break down what could be happening, possible scenarios in the game, what I'm thinking of doing, and where I stand in crypto. Check, check, check. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. I woke up this morning. I said, thank you, dear Lord, for my legs. Thank God last night before I went to bed, I was listening to positive affirmations about my life and realizing that every experience was a blessing. I am here for an experience. So even if my heart gets ripped out by Bitcoin and I feel all the pains in my chest and heart and soul and stomach feels like I could puke, which is how I feel when I wake up and I saw that dip. I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie to anybody here and say it did not rip my gut out of my chest. I also realized that that was just one of the experiences that I came on earth for. And that I'm not here to win every battle. I'm here to learn how to get through every moment. And so, I just took a deep breath and realized, all I have is my will and myself to relax and get myself through. So, here we are together. Here we are together. Now, I'm not saying we're going to break down what I see, though, and we're going to see, is it going lower? What's happening? We're going to look at the dollar index, see what's happening. Look, the dollar's about to pump on the daily time frame. This could be a really, like, I'm saying, this is not setting up good. I mean, if the dollar's oversold and about to pop, stay calm, stay focused. Love you, bro. Good morning to you and yours. Good morning to the lifers. Shout out to Zero Allegiance. Thank you for coming on in, man. We here, man. I'm going to take a dump, too. Thank the Lord for my big swans with the hoodie on a Saturday. Stop, man. You know it's going back up. We here. We here. So check it out. We're going to take a look at what happened to Bitcoin. What went on, you know? And do we see some sense in this market? And I actually do, which is pretty crazy. The TA really showed us exactly what happened yet again, which is insane. But here it is. Look. Shoulder, head, and shoulder formed. Inverted head and shoulder. There was a possible head and shoulder here, but the bigger one played out. That's another thing. Whenever you see two patterns, the bigger one should play out, right? You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. The bigger one should play out every time. So here we are. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. You take the measured move, right? Which is the length of the head to the neckline. Am I wrong? You swing it from where the shoulder breaks down. And I mean, that practically gives us what went on here. So it was a head and shoulder that broke to the downside to hit the measured move. There's really nothing else we're saying here. And they were very, very close. Look, you know, 41,833 was the measured move. Now, the sad thing is like once we broke this level, I thought we would get at least a bounce off strong support here at 48,000, you know, and I kept talking about the levels to watch for Bitcoin. If we broke this, if we broke that. Sending love on this red day. Shout out to the $1.99 super chat from my man. Shout out to the $10 super chat from Zero Allegiance. Thank you guys so much for coming on into the live. Hey, live, we're trying to DM you to transfer the ENS domain, but can't find a way. Just crypto_lifer at Telegram. At crypto_lifer on Telegram. And you can see me there. You could also always email cryptolifers@gmail.com to get in touch with my team or me. So, first thing I'm going to do, as I had set up, is I'm going to be buying some Bitcoin live on the stream, just to show my commitment to the game and to what's going down. Okay? I don't buy a lot. I nibble all the time at these times. Nibble, nibble, nibble. You'd be surprised how much the nibbles turn into a lot, and that's what I realize. Everyone wants to buy right now, right? But I love buying into the fear. Not buying a lot, buying about $12.50. But look, preview buy. Definitely happening right now. I don't want to show all my info here. I want to make sure it's not. Yeah, it just shows kind of what's going down. Buy now. And there you have it. Just continue to DCA into Bitcoin. And usually I do. Weird. Wherever it said there was like a weird suspicion, so I'm only be able to buy 1,000 through PayPal. Whatever, man. So weird. Always something going on. But definitely keep grabbing BTC. If it goes down to 10K, I don't care. 23 on Fear and Indian Greed Index. I bought the Fear, but that's just me. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Fear and Greed Index. I got it loaded up right here, 25. That's like, you know, when you get into the teens and the low, that is low, baby. Extreme Fear last week at 21. I don't remember it at 21, but they're saying And we had extreme greed when things were in the money. Is if you just use this and take profits whenever this gets into this zone, and buy whenever this is here. Again, not financial advice. This thing is pretty simple to use. It works pretty damn good. Every single time I bought in the shaded area to this right area, left area, it's been a great buy. So you don't see me buying Bitcoin at 68K, 69K. But dude, this is, I mean, look at the inverted head and shoulder drop. Now, what are the levels to watch? Where are we going? Well, this could be a rising wedge, could it not? And I hate to say, but just the measured move of the rising wedge is here, 30K. So if we could drop from 69 to 47, we could easily drop from 47 to 30K. If you don't think that's possible, then you're not thinking clearly. So it's definitely possible we could see 30K. Does that mean I sell out of all my positions? No, but I might sell something. I'll sell enough to feel happy. I wish I had a chance here to see some bearish tones and make a move. I went to sleep last night finally early. I took a hot bath, listened to positive affirmations and meditated, spent some time in the group, and then, put a Bitcoin update out there and went to sleep. It's one of the final, it's funny, whenever Bitcoin dumps, it's always a night where I finally get like some sleep. When the market's moving and jumping around, I'm active, right? So it was crazy. I got a full night of sleep and then ba-boom, right? What I do like, what I don't like. So worst case scenario, we are in a bear market. There's a chance. I mean, there's a high, there's a chance that, honestly though, double tops are usually a lot closer together. People are trying to call this a double top. They're usually a lot closer together, okay? Granted, we had, the sad thing is we had a falling wedge, broke up. A falling wedge broke up. And honestly, that's a falling wedge. And when falling wedges break down, they break down parabolic, right? And just like, you got a measured move up here, I mean, these can spill out like 23K is that measure, like, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bear news, but, I just have to show you guys what the technical analysis shows me. That's all I do. I don't really show you what I think. Lifer in the bubble bath. I mean, if you want to see me in the bubble bath, that's what you want to see. So maybe that's something about you. I don't know. You may have to think about it, but and I didn't plan on going live. My daughter actually has a birthday party at 11 o'clock today. So I got to man up and have a good day and be happy with my family. Like, you can't mope around because your crypto account went down. I'll look you guys dead in the face. Like, I easily, in net worth, lost a few, I think about $300,000, somewhere in that range in the last 21 hours. You're looking at a man that lost a net worth of $300,000. If you want to play with the big boys, you're gonna go up and down with the big boys. It's sad, and I'm not even there yet. It's like I always get this close, man. I'm this close, so I'm still not out yet. I'm fighting for my life every day, just like each and every one of you. Don't think I'm not. Don't think it's that sweet on the other side. It's even harder on the other side. Think about it. There's no going back for me. I'm out here on my own, doing my thing, tooth and nail, day and night, doing what I got to do. So, how I look at the 15-minute to find out what we're doing here. And, in my humble opinion, we're bear flagging and getting ready for another massive dump to the downside. So, I don't really see, we could say this. The only, the best case scenario, that's some bullish divergence, and that's our bottom here at 41,000. But, crazy, we went to 41.9, and we've already bounced back up $5,000 to 47.3, right? But people buy the dip regardless. As I said before on the channel, every single day for the last month or whatever, I said, until we make a higher high, I'm bearish, right? You heard me say that. I just want to make that clear, and you can go back to the tape, but this was the problem at 61,000, and then this 60K where we just could not get about. There was an issue going on there. And then you can see clearly, wow, it was a head and shoulder pattern that broke to the downside. Rising wedges break to the downside. Measured move would be $30,000. That's just the measured move. Okay? Bitcoin breaks 42,000 level. It's highly likely to come to 36, and it breaks 36, then it's highly likely to go to 30. Those are your macro levels. Let's go take a look at the bigger time frames on the weekly. But basically, that's why Bitcoin dropped. Also, we got an issue with Russia and Ukraine heating up, not looking too good, right? It could either be, he could just be kind of flexing, showing his might. And look, that it was the measured move. I mean, it's right there. Like, it's crazy. Like, it could even have been worse, 30 into the 38, back to this level here. Some say possible double bottom. And, despite any YouTuber, nobody called this nasty dump. I mean, I at least said I was bearish. And I said, and that's why I take it one day at a time. That's why my channel is like, I said, well, we'll have to break this level to go to that level. And we'll have to go to this level to go to that level. And we'll go from there. This did break through 2 levels fast, like unbelievably fast. The daily's coming down still has momentum to the downside. Tells you that there's probably more to go, right? And you can backtest these theories, like go from here to here. There was more downside when we were just right there on the daily time frame, like boom. What about the last time we were right there? There was more downside, boom. What I'm showing you is if you put a line right where you are here and a line right where you are here. Hello, my wonderful little sweet cake. Thank you, baby. Have a hug. For being the coach, right? I never got mine, huh? Oh, bigger than the game. I love you so much. I hope. Come here. Come here. I hugged my daughter. I hugged my daughter, and I realized, like, it ain't about this crypto, like. Because, like, I could lose $100,000 in crypto. But if I ever lost my daughter, like. And so, like, I want to tell a story. When I think about 32 years old. I was 32. My daughter was, like, about 2 years old. Maybe 2.5. Maybe even younger. Maybe 2.5. And I was in a Target, and I would take her out shopping with me, and I was in a Target, and I was buying like a very big object. I think it was like, a huge box of diapers and a bunch of other stuff, and I had this huge box, and she was in the cart, and she kept asking to get out of the cart the whole time. And I kept being like, no, honey, you can't leave the cart. Like, because I knew once she left the cart, she would run. Because she was a little kid, she would go anywhere. And I was like, you can't leave the cart. And, she's like, all right. And then I'm like, all right, fine. And I put her on the cart. I'm like, but you got to stay right here. I'm like, hold my pants, don't move. And she's like, all right, like. And I'm checking the thing out at that, like, and then the box comes out, and I put it on, like, and it doesn't scan, and I'm like, and it doesn't scan, and it doesn't scan, and it doesn't scan, and I'm like, and I get focused on it, and I'm like, I finally get it to scan, and I scan, and then I look around, my daughter's gone. She's gone. No lie, like, I'm not lying, like, she's gone, and, like, she's not just, like, and you think she was just there, so you're like, oh, she's right there, so, like, you look for a second, and then I'm like, then I look for a second, and then, like, I looked around, and, like, she was gone, like, and I was like, all right, like, it's all right. And, like, 30 seconds went by. And then, like, a minute went by. And then I was like, yo, where's my daughter? Like, where's my daughter, man? Like, and then I went down, like, to the left aisle, but I was afraid if I went too far one side, like, someone would be grabbing her on another side. So I was like, which way do I go? Like, and I looked one alley, I looked another alley, and, like, I just kept looking, and, like, I couldn't find her. Like, my heart started to race. It was a minute and a half now. The only thing that mattered in my whole life, like, the only thing that ever mattered to me in my whole life, like nothing else matters, like, nothing, like, and so, like, I look down one place, I look down another, like, I keep looking, like, I can't see her, like, Yo, I go both ways, 200 feet, like all around me, like she's missing, she's gone. At this point, I realized someone must have taken her, like, and I'm hyperventilating, like, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, Summer! Summer! And I'm like, where's my daughter? It's now been like 3 minutes, and like, now I have 12 people around me, people at the store. They're like, what does she look like? Don't worry, like, we're gonna call, what was she wearing? And they're like, we're gonna call the police, like, and I'm like, and I'm hyperventilating, and like, I really think I was gonna die, like, and out of nowhere, like, this lady comes out behind, like, some clothes, and she's holding my daughter, and she's like, is this her? And I'm like, and I'm telling you, it was like 4 minutes, and like, it was the worst 4 minutes of my entire life, like, and like, this crypto shit, like, this shit can dump. I could see this shit go to zero, like, yo, it would never, ever, ever make me feel the way I felt that day, yo. So, like, I think about my life, and I think about things, and, like, I can handle a dip, you know? I can handle a bear market for 2 years. I can consolidate again. I can continue to move. Like, nothing will break me anymore. Like, I've been broken so many times. Like, I'm telling you, like, I've been broken so many times. Like, I just can't get broken anymore. Like, they can't do anything more to me. Like, I'm free. Like, I'm free. You know, like, I'm finally free. Like, they did it all. Like, they did it all to me. And it never stopped. Like, it never stopped. Like, how I felt and how much I cared, you know? And I just had to share that with you. And I didn't even know I was going to do this morning at this moment in time. But, like, I just had to share that with you because, like, so, like, this could be a bullish, a bullish broadening wedge. I mean, you know, technically I have to say it isn't because it broke the trend. Like, another thing that I don't like here, we have some things to look at. We have these spider lines, right? And like this is definitely a trend, an uptrend for Bitcoin, right? And so that means you could see it down. It could slowly come back down and just consolidate to 47. Like, we could see something like this. So worst case scenario, in my humble opinion, you know, we do something like that. And we form like a real ascending triangle. And then, you know. So let's take a look at this idea. Because that's all it is. It's just it's simply an idea. And you're talking like May, August, you know, September, $110,000, like around, you know, taking a while. Long consolidation and bigger moves, you know. But that's on the cards, okay? So, deep breaths for everyone. Like, this is something that's definitely possible and that we could be looking at, okay? And the thing about that is, too, you know, we could fulfill almost all the bells and whistles here. So let's take a look. Like, sad thing is like, could we say that cup and handle is dead now? You know, let's take a look at my old cup and handle theory, which most have gone through. It's I guess not every single one can make it, you know, like technically, like. Thank you guys, Rod, Fred. So now late to the moves. El Salvador bought the crash, 150 BTC. 30K, yeah, makes sense. From your perspective, how long will it take the weekly Stokes to reset? Yesterday you mentioned 2 to 3 weeks, but it looks like it's moving faster as the price goes down. Yeah, but it still consolidates a long time down there, and it could take even longer. Shout out to Dogecoin. Thanks, man. Shout out to Dogecoin. That's funny. My son got lost in Legoland Water Park. I know the feeling. Oh, my God, man. It's the worst, man. I had the same thing with my son when he was younger. Scary stuff, man. John Meaden. I know that feeling, Lever. I'm on the worst ever. Troy McTrange. Manic mania panic. It feels like another world. Like you are not on Earth. Things get blurry and you don't know where to go. And you're like, uh-oh. And you just start running in a direction. And then in diagonals. Yeah, you don't know what to do. I feel you, Lifer. I feel you. Feel broken right now myself. Earl Grey. Man, thanks so much for being real. Volcanic eruption in Indonesia today. Ashes 40,000 feet into the sky. Homes wrecked. Yeah, so there's just like, it's another one of those times. A new year begins. You notice when a new year begins, lately it's becoming like the last new year, it's just every time a new year begins, it seems like we're getting hit again with the moves, you know. Indonesian, a Mount Semeru volcano erupts as locals filmed fleeing 40,000 foot cloud of ash. Look at that, dude. A volcano erupted in Indonesia sent smoke flying 40,000 feet into the air and has triggered panic on the island of Java. Videos shared on the social media show locals fleeing from the huge plume of ash, as ash falls from the sky. Around 2:50 p.m. on Saturday, Mount Semeru erupted on Lupangjan City. Thus far, no casualties have been reported. Thank God, no one died though. Unreal.
Ya Allah. Jembatan Geladak Perak putus.
And so, yeah, I mean, all we can do is what we do as lifers, right? And we look for our divergence, and we really don't have any strong feelings yet, right? Oversold 1 hour. This all happened on an oversold 1 hour. I also want to teach you something about the stochastics RSI. It's a very tricky indicator. It works. Like, the thing about it is, it's a swing trading indicator. It's a great indicator to get in and get out. If you get in and you get out, you get in, you get out, you get in, you get out, you get in, you get out, and then you just, here you would have maybe got in, but just getting stopped out, right? So, and that's the beauty of basically, my trading style. You would have got in, let it pop, get out. Got in, let it pop, get out. Got in, let it pop, get out. And so on and so forth. We also talked about BTC down, right? And we went over that. We actually put a short out the other day. I said, the only thing I would do would short the market. And I said, I hate that. Hate shorting Bitcoin. Look what happened to the short that we talked about. It went parabolic like an altcoin. We showed you we were in this pennant, right? Open the short here with the stop loss, right? The short would pop, go 30%. I mean, look how high you would make on the short here. And 3x leverage on this, so that's 44%. Look, let's keep going almost. Wow. Would have been a short of shorts, a 72% gain shorting BTC. And look, that was ready to go. It was oversold, ready to pop, and Bitcoin wasn't. It was looking. And look, I go over Bitcoin every single day here on the channel, right? And I'm usually like, oh, we're going through this. We'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens. The last 2 days, if you watch me, I was like, yo, that's not a good sign at all. Like, I was like, that looks horrible. I was like, that looks bad. I'm like, that's bearish. Like, and so I hate that, if you do it as much as I do, the signals are pretty much there, whether you want to see, and What did I not like? Why was this kind of obvious that, I didn't think we were going to get a drop this bad. I'll be honest. I thought 53, 52. I thought we'd at least bounce off some levels. I didn't think we'd fly right through this level here at 50K. By all means, no. Now 50K is definitely going to be psychological profit taking. So when you go to the smaller time frames, they really can tell you a story of the movement of energy, because you're looking for the battle of energy in the price action, right? And so this is where you knew things were fishy, okay? And I'll show you why. I kind of know how the stochastics work, and I know what they can give me on average, right? So look here, the stochastics pump up, and we were low here on the price, and we pumped up a little bit. Bitcoin went from 53,006 all the way to 55,200. Not amazing, but a little bit of a pump there, okay? Now we have Bitcoin low here, little tiny nothing, but at least it kind of goes up, right? But that's still kind of bearish, right? That didn't give me a lot of, and then we had a nice recovery, and I was like, oh, okay. And then we had these little pumps here each time Bitcoin came up. But again, remember, we never were able to make a higher high. Now, one of these 1 hour pumps should have given us a higher high at one point. So that was my first thing. I started saying to everyone on the channel, I said, this isn't good. Like, we're not breaking 60K. We don't break 60K. We don't break 60K. We don't break 60K. Like, if we're not breaking 60K, what's 15, and then it was 59. 59, I said, man, this is the saddest thing ever, right? Then it became this level here, 57. Then there was a battle for 57K. Right, and I said we need to hold above 57K. We have to, and then just that just stopped being a reality, right? And the straw that broke the camel back for me was the fact that we went through this entire kind of flag here, and it was a bullish kind of flag, with an inverted head and shoulders somewhat. I mean, it was a very strange pattern anyway. We also were in this bigger channel, and you could say we never broke through the top channel. And that's another thing I said, like, when we didn't make a higher high above these highs, that was your sign to bail. Like, when we refused to make higher highs, when the price refused to make a higher high on the left side, then it's in a downtrend. And then you're going to be riding a downtrend to the downside. Like, just like here, like, we got high, we made a higher high. That was amazing. We came down, we couldn't make a higher high here. That was your first indication that things were fishy in the market. Okay, right there. And then we started to kind of fall, right? And then I took it day by day. I was like, well, we got to watch this. And like, we just keep slipping, which, we try to build the best possible case scenario. Like, okay, we're in this, so maybe this will be here, and then we look like there was a hard level that really, I'm very surprised 53K broke, because that was the previous high. And I'm very surprised this level here broke at 49. That is telling me there's trouble in the market right now. That is just like, come on, like, that's a good resistance point. We bounce, like this is very irregular for Bitcoin. For any instrument in any market. Look, chop. Why? Because we're always bouncing at least. Like, we trend down, but we bounce. Like, when have you seen 3 candles like that? Like, I mean, right there a little bit. Now, there's some other things to look at and some other things to talk about, all right? We're going to look at a bigger chart here, Coinbase USD, and we're going to go back in time a little bit here, okay? Take a little trip down memory lane on Bitcoin, okay? Memory lane. Now, look at this. It's where these charts begin, but you can see Bitcoin takes an 80% drop before going parabolic. Okay, and there's the nasty wick to the downside. Okay. So this has occurred before a massive move, the shakeout of shakeouts. Here it is again. Same, almost, I didn't even have to move it, but it's 38% because it's worth more. But, And look at these shakeouts that occur for Bitcoin on its way up. I mean, it's a vicious instrument. It just eventually accumulates, right, over time. And I mean, and look at that move. I mean, it just becomes, wow. Eventually, it just goes straight up. Now, we kind of saw that beginning of parabolic action, but you could say we had it pretty straight up line with one little pullback. Or is this part of a giant move? You see what I'm saying? If this is an altcoin that was only like a few weeks old, we wouldn't be freaking out. We would just be like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's on a pretty good trajectory. This could be a parabola forming here, right? Another thing to think about. Let's do this. This is kind of cool. This is what I want to do. I want to do a perspective analysis on ratio perspective, okay? I'm making these up as I go because, hey. But yeah, a lot of the things that we use are from scientists that made the words up. So it's like, eventually someone comes around that does it their own way, and then we all adapt that. And that's what's called, what we do now. Science, terminology, math, everything we use is a word someone else maybe came up with. So what I want to do is I'm going to pair these two hills. Watch this. We're going to compare these two hills. All right. Now, what if we make this hill the size of this hill? You see what I'm saying? Even if this even if this becomes a multi-year bear market, right? Even if it becomes a multi-year bear market, 2024 halving, I don't know if it would happen just like this, What I am trying to say is, where is that? What does that ratio look like? Are we starting that here somehow? It's interesting. So, just some perspective on a day where, people wake up just in complete shock. Saturday, it's supposed to be a nice, awesome day. You're like, whoa. What do we have here? What do we have here, right? And I even looked at CoinMarketCap. Today is a day where, it's a wipage. It's complete wipage. You got stable coins, and that's about it. Nobody held on. This Eunice said Leo is the only, and Celsius really, the only thing's holding on pretty hard, because people don't really sell Celsius off because they're all holding it in stake, and Revain held at 9, and that's 9% loss, and then it goes just down the line, right? Cake is at least one of the least amount of losers. Is insane, right? And then you go from there. Everything is in a double-digit loss. The good thing is that, projects that were getting a little too hot are now somewhat attainable, like sand, right? So, it's a good thing. But it's a bearish engulfing candle. That weekly looks horrible. And we can pull a Fibonacci too on this. All right. So what do I do today? I just dollar cost averaging to BTC. I'm a long-term BTC investor. That's exactly kind of where I keep myself kind of stable and standing, right? So when I see all this ups and downs at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, I'm okay. It's just BTC, and I'll get through the day. It is what it is, So, I mean, that's insane. If we pull this fib to this fib, we're in the golden pocket. All right. The last time I pulled a fib on a similar retracement, we ended up in the golden pocket right here. And I said, hey, that's a coincidence. So I'm telling you right now, look, I pulled this fib. My line's lined right up with this line. We can go down here to the low. Make it perfect. And then I'm up here on this wick. Let me make sure I'm not like, yep, I'm matching the wick exactly. And lo and behold, the 0.618 and the 0.65, which we talk about all the time, and I'll put a line on the 0.68 and put our pocket in there. And there we are. In what's called the golden pocket. So, I mean, unreal, unbelievable, ready to rock, ready to go. I like what I'm seeing here in the golden pocket for BTC. So, yes and no, some good and bad things. And we wick to the golden pocket. We also have extreme support here at 42K. The sad thing is we break 42,939 on the weekly. That's it. We're crushing us up. We're crushing back down to 38. And then, then 40K becomes resistance, So, I went over a bunch of scenarios. How do I stand? What do I see? Honestly, right now, on the short time frame, like I said before, which is how I kind of go by things, I use the 15-minute to judge kind of where we're going, what's going down. Right now, saying we got more downside to come. Because we're high on the stochastics on the 15. And to me, we're in a bear pennant. If I flip this upside down, it's a kind of a bullish, triangle there. It's a bull pennant to me. So if I can upside down it and it looks like a bull pennant, then I have to be honest with myself of what I think it is. And to me, it's a bear pennant. So I go back down and it tells me that I could get back to 38. And these are the levels that I'm not really happy with, So I'm looking at it closely. But that's 38K, So there's ideas of unloading maybe 1/3 of my positions, I'll be honest, because why watch it all go down the tubes when I know there's more downside? Honestly, I wish it didn't happen at night. I wish there was like a chance, to watch. Right as I went to bed, like we were sitting pretty here at around 53, and I was like, wow, that was a bad one. But I'd figured we would consolidate for a few days, and then look, we made a bear pennant. And we hit the measured move with the bear pennant fast. See this? So we seem to be doing the same thing again, dropping fast. So that's on the radar, okay? That's on the radar. So I just, I got to be honest with everybody and keep you guys updated. 15-minute could dump, okay? 1 hour is overbought, which is sad, right? Which means there's a dump coming. When you don't get bullish movement, when the Stokes move to the upside, it's bearish, right? When you don't get strong divergence on the 1 hour, look, swing down to swing down, you don't really have it. Like that's the first time I would say, that's not really bearish divergence. Like, they're almost even. Like, you'd have to say it's class C. It's not, And here, you got moved to the upside, and this is moving to the downside. It's just bearish, too. You want the opposite, and you're not getting it, Here you have swing down to swing down, you have a flatter zone, okay. And here you can have swing down to swing down, and it's a flatter zone. So you could, okay, that is bullish divergence there, but you didn't get much, right? Now the 4 hour is extremely oversold. It's the only thing in our favor. Eventually it's going to have to reverse, but at this point, the reversal will be very, very tough. All right. So there we have it. In my opinion, it's okay to take. Now, I'm not saying panic sell every single thing you have, but if I was up big in something, I mean, again, last week would have been nice. Selling into the green would have been very nice. Selling into the greed. When this thing was in the greed. Getting out in the greed. Using the greed to your advantage every single time. All right? Using greed to your advantage every single time is really what you need to be doing. Okay? 47,464. Yeah, I mean, I see a bear pennant down here to 38K. All right. Let's take a look at BTC down to see, and it's also BTC 3S. You can play either one. This one's on KuCoin. And if we look at it on the 1 hour, it's flagging a bit, in my opinion. You even almost start building an idea. Maybe it's doing something like that. We don't know yet. But there's a chance. It's getting low on the stochastics. And like this, sad to say, kind of, you know, looks more bullish than Bitcoin right now. It's about to do the opposite, right? So a short on Bitcoin looks like, to me, the only play of the day. And you could short down tokens as well. So you could short any coin you want that's a down token if it looks similar. So we got down tokens, we got up tokens. Like down leverage, you got Litecoin down. They're all kind of in these flags, you know. Wow, they already pumped hard too and came back down, but like, I mean, these look bullish to me, right? This is how we trade. We wait for the Stokes to get low, right? We wait for the 21-day moving average to connect, a pop off a retest. So like, these are all looking bullish. The down tokens are looking pretty scrumptious. Like, you know, this is looking like it wants to flag out, maybe pump back up. So as I build quick scenarios for these, like, you know, I begin to tell myself a story here. And I see a pattern, right? Link down at a bit of a cup and handle. I mean, so it's almost like they want to get people to panic sell so they have to pay like short-term taxes. You know, it's like, no. It's like there's just such a battle between that idea too, long-term, short-term gains. That gets in the head of taking profit sometimes, because you're like, well, I'm up, but where are we? It's tough, you know, it's tough. So down tokens looking like they're probably in demand, and I like what I'm seeing here. Bitcoin trying to recover, but not barely. I mean, that wasn't, we didn't get the V shape. We didn't get anything. We got very little bounce. Only OGs like me really bought in. I mean, the 4 hour is the only thing showing us signs of life. You could almost tweezer top that. They're both wickage. But, you know, so again, right? We showed you the bigger scenario. We showed you a bunch today that you can look at for your advantage, right? This is the bigger scenario possible. Long-term consolidation. And we make a bit, you know, we make something like that. An ascending triangle. And, hey, anything is possible at this point, right? Kind of a falling wedge that may be still somewhat intact. It's just very ugly. Very ugly. And then maybe Steve was right. You know, it's crazy with the fib circles. So there you go. Set a little more upside to 69, and then probably a huge fall. So watch the market. You know, they'll try to build the dollar back and keep it strong. They're going to have to pull back. And that's another thing. A strong dollar kind of got everyone kind of, you know, that was really the Friday news was a strong dollar too. So that affects the markets. Okay. 3 reasons why Plan B is still bullish on Bitcoin. Hitting 100K despite crashing under 50,000. The price of Bitcoin has dipped this week. The pioneer cryptocurrency has shed more than 9,000 in value, fallen to 17,000 in 24 hours, currently being traded around $47,000. The sudden downtrend correction has also resulted in more than 1 billion in Bitcoin future liquidations in the market. Across the entire crypto market, a staggering 300 billion have been wiped off in the last 24 hours, with around 83% of this figure representing long position liquidations, according to data from CoinGlass. Despite this, many market participants remain bullish and expect a positive price turnover soon. Among those who are optimistic are the pseudonymous creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow value Plan B. why Plan B remains bullish on Bitcoin. The Bitcoin price dip has been attributed to be a swoon resulting from two important recent events. For one, the market is in fear and doubt due to the newly detected COVID-19 variant Omicron. According to several analysts, additionally, the recent announcement by the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank that it planned to commence bond tapering has been noted to be contributing to the crypto market correction. The Fed announced last month that it would reduce its $120 billion a month in bond purchases by $15 billion per month. The reduction is targeted at reducing the impact of money printing that was necessitated by the onset of COVID-19 last year. Despite these and the fact that the market is in red right now, Plan B maintains that Bitcoin is still looking strong for several reasons. First, the Dutch analyst notes that the relative strength index of Bitcoin, which is a technical indicator that measures the magnitude of price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions, was at 68. This is indicative that the Bitcoin market still has much room for growth before it would hit the overbought region. Plan B also referenced the market trend of 2017 to support his bullish narrative. He pointed out that despite prices correcting downwards more than 4 times during 2017 bull market, with dips that range between 29 and 38%, the market still reached an all-time high of over 20,000 from trading at less than 1,000 at the start of the year. This implies that he expects prices to still turn around and maybe even reach his projected target of 100K, a feat that will require Bitcoin's price to see more than 100% increase. Lastly, despite the big gap that exists between the current price of Bitcoin and the projected 100K price, Plan B remains confident the accuracy of the stock-to-flow model. The analysis has pointed out that the model has been accurate since March of 2019. Most recently, the model has accurately predicted the closing price of Bitcoin from August till October. But it's still looking a little funny right now. Goldman Sachs and other Wall Street banks explore Bitcoin loaning options. Is a reputable U.S. bank considering Bitcoin applications as loan collateral? These financial service providers are willing to trade cryptocurrency spin-offs like futures in place of the original cryptos. Bitcoin prices dropped dramatically in the span of a few minutes. Bitcoin's trading volume rises by 91.4% shortly after the dip. Many top investors show off their Bitcoin purchases. After the events of last night, the crypto market has been left in shambles, leaving people in bits and pieces with confusion. The sudden bearish run has left investors stunned as Bitcoin and Ethereum falls in the lowest depths within a single night. After what seemed to have been an amazing bullish streak, Bitcoin price fell further below the line, what could have been its one chance to overcome its high of 60K amid the market crash. Bitcoin dropped down even below 50K, reaching a low of 45,000 and now trading, I think it went to 41.8 here on Binance. How did Bitcoin prices suddenly plummet? Trading value dropped as left people stunned as the coin value dropped 15,000 within minutes. Investors were looking to buy at a reasonable price rejoiced, while those who had been hoping Bitcoin would make its comeback above 60K were left dazed. Not only did Bitcoin's prices dip, but Ethereum has not seen much better luck after hopes of crossing 48.5K. It has dropped almost $1,100 in price after trading at 3,900. This sudden turn of events has led almost 4,000 Bitcoin sold with just a few minutes of the price epochs. This sudden price drop has startled people, but investors jumped at the chance to buy the coin while its price recorded a low at as great as this. How did the crypto market respond? When investors opened the value prices today, they shocked to see such a huge price decrease in the world's two biggest leading altcoins. Naturally, anyone looking to invest immediately jumped at the chance to buy Bitcoin while the price dipped. This has led to a 91% increase in the trading volume of Bitcoin, and it has been selling as fast as ever, as just a few minutes were enough to make trading volume skyrocket across the globe. Major influencers even countries that have dabbled in the crypto market have some things to say about it. El Salvador buys a humongous number of Bitcoin. The president of Republic of Salvador announced almost 5 hours ago that El Salvador bought 150 Bitcoin at the low price of $48,670. El Salvador has been known to be a great investor in Bitcoin, and after the recent price drop, it had seemed that the president has immediately jumped at the chance to buy more. El Salvador would have gotten the coins cheaper if they had waited some minutes more, as Bitcoin further dropped from their entry point. CEO of Tron jumps on the bandwagon. The CEO founder of Tron has also invested more into Bitcoin after the challenge from El Salvador president He hopped on the bandwagon and bought 50 Bitcoin in one go at the low price of $47,250. Although the recent e-flux has certainly startled us, seeing many investors jump to buy Bitcoin at the low price is amusing and insightful. Although previous owners of Bitcoin who bought the coin at a higher price are not as amused, we think there is hardly a need for worry. A popular crypto influencer on Twitter pointed out that every month Bitcoin is spent in bearish runs has led to 2 or 3 months of fruitful bearish runs for every history of Bitcoin cycles. We hope that this time is the same and that given the right amount of time, Bitcoin will pick up its fall in pieces faster and stronger than ever. You never know. Yeah, I mean, worst day since May for Bitcoin. The PCR and Deribit, the all-time high 69, which is 0.46, and the PCR at 0.46, previous high 64. As the chart shows, we are still at low levels of this indicator over the long term. Second, on behalf of the OI, more calls green have traded than puts red following the May 21 crash for the upcoming expires. In other words, based on the above, the bull run is not over yet. Top instrument on the open interest. Based on data from Deribit Exchange, top instrument open interest in the last 2 weeks show that despite increased demand for puts in the short term, option traders are still bullish in the midterm. They are interested in trading calls options at strike prices higher than 70K in the upcoming months. So there you have it. El Salvador buys 150 Bitcoin worth $7.3 million at 47,000. Bang, bang, bang. I just bought some Bitcoin as well. Is there signs of a reversal? Am I too bearish right now at the moment? I'm just watching this 15-minute. Some say, okay, double bottom, triple bottom. I'm trying to find some type of bullishness here. You could say, okay, we're in this. But, like, to me, it's a bear pennant. It's just a bear pennant. You could say ascending triangle, that's a 50-50. We could break out either way. 15-minute retrade. Like, let's build the bullish, 1 hour comes up. Still has momentum. We push out. We double bottom. We break down. We make a right shoulder. That's the only way out of this really I see happening. It's more likely that we get this dump. Right now, there's a 68% chance that this bear pennant breaks down to about 39,040K. And there you have it. Okay? And there you have it. Market woes on a Saturday morning. So I'll be watching Bitcoin for the Patreons very, very closely. And I'll keep each and every one of you updated as we go through these tough times. Shout out to everyone who threw down on a super chat. You're real ones. Sending love on the red day. Got to start my workout. Love you all. Look, 2 super chats from the real ones. Zero allegiance. $10 super chat. You're a real one, man. I guess you realize that money doesn't exist and that you're only here for the movement. The crash is caused by Mt. Gox incident. People were forced to hold. Now today's dumping was 4,000 Bitcoins. There was 150K Bitcoin that got returned to the rightful owners. Hope they don't dump. Setting buy orders and going to Disney. Keep it up, bro. My weekly chart shows the perfect balance off the bottom trend, coinciding with the 0.618 sale. Yeah, so the best thing we can go on right now is when we pull the Fibonacci on the 618 here. When we pull the Fibonacci from this level to this high. We are sitting right now, and we bounced actually. We're sitting right now at the 0.5 fib, but we bounced off the golden pocket. All right. Me personally, I'm going to continue to slowly DCA into projects I like. I'm trying not to think of the dollar amount, only coin amount. We've been here before, and selling really ain't in my cards. Would you put orders lower? Yes. This is a good, but do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. This is good to scare away banks and ETF nonsense. It's retesting bull flag on the daily chart. Let's see what he just said, and we'll try to make thumbs, heads or tails of that one. Thumbs of that one. But, See what he's saying here? We have got a bull pennant. It broke out. It did the retest. It's just a beautiful retest, and we're gone. I like that. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Is this a possible retest? You, my friend, are a genius. No, I'm just, but like, that is the most bullish case scenario. And we hold this level. Bullish scenario here. Bullish scenario. This is the best case scenario. Okay? The best case scenario. And shout out to the testimonial I got today. I appreciate that. Threw that in there. I turned 1K into 14K on Phantom following your call. No doubt it was patience, 6 to 7 months, but it was definitely worth it. The other call was XPR. I turned 1K into 12K in 2 to 3 months. So he joined the Patreon. He paid $99 a month, right? He was in it for 6 months, so he spent $600, right? And he turned 2K into $26,000. Not too shabby if you ask me. And that's how you slowly grow wealth, right? Over time. You do that every year and you continue to do something like that. What if then he does that on 4 different coins with his 26K? And then next thing you know, he has 2 years from now, he has 126K and so on. Next thing you know, he has $1 million, right? And that's how it works, but it takes time, right? Let's face it, we're going bear. Right now, no one's been talking about that. Just going to add some bags, drink my coffee, and have a positive day. Life is still okay. Shout out to Chrissy. It's amazing. Fun-fueled scare tactics, extreme dips lead to gains. Bear flag, that's what percentage chance breaks down. 68% chance. Hello, everyone. I'm new on this thing. What are your advices? To relax, chill, and watch the dip. I'm moving into blue chip cryptos where possible and holding. Smart move. I like that, Diego. See you and all on the Patreon. I have to pack. Love you all. We got this. It's retesting a bull flag on the daily chart. It could be. This is the most bullish scenario. And don't listen to people that tell you we're in a bear or a bull market. We're in a market that's going to do whatever it wants. Right now we have to say it's a bear market. You can't come on. You had a high, you made a higher high, you made lower lows. I mean, then again, I can't, honestly, that's a low. That's a higher low right there. See that? So the determination of a bull or bear market is a trend. Okay? So we were in a bear market, in my humble opinion, here, for sure, because we were trending down. Low, lower low, lower low, higher low, lower low. Like, we just refused, and then we broke, and we made a higher high, a higher low. We didn't make a higher high yet, but we made a higher. Then we did make a higher high, which is fine. Then all you have to do is make a higher low. And if this candle closes and we never go lower than here, which is 40,000, 39K, then this is still an uptrend. And there's really nothing and you're looking at this on a macro scale because that's a higher low. And I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's bahoo. I'm just showing you that's exactly what it is. And look, that's even the 200-day moving average, which we seem to be caught for. So we'll watch this closely. Can we get back above the 200? That's important. Okay. Did the 4-hour get a death cross? We'll look at that too as well. And we did. Right. So there was an idea here. Look, death cross in the 4-hour. Right there. Right. Last time we had a little death cross, we did have some dumpage. Here we were here. I didn't expect the nastiest dump right there. I mean, that's also though rounded tops are bearish. Just like rounded bottoms are bullish. We love playing rounded bottoms, don't we? So when you see this happening, use Alt-I to flip your chart upside down. I'm telling you right now, it's going to change the way you see the market. It's going to change the way I'm telling you right now, Alt-I is a game changer. So again, I'm going to stick on the 15-minute. and watch it like a hawk. And I'll put a bar here and a bar here, and I'll put alerts on both. I'll put an alert here too. We break that line. So I got alerts over this whole zone. I zoned it out. And when we break, I'm going to alert all my patrons. And you'll know. My phone will go off. My computer will go off. And I'll know. So I'm watching this closely for a break to the downside. I'm in emergency mode right now. For sure. I still will DCA, though, all the way down to 10K if I have to, if that's what's going to happen. Wow, a lot of comments just came in. Can Cardano dip lower than where it's at right now? Anything can. You never know. Nation, I grew us. Jeff, okay, you're him, that's not. I feel you. I enjoy this channel because you are always real, and I respect a family man, especially a girl dad. I'm not a pro on crypto or anything, but eventually we will go back up to all-time highs. No? That just calms me. Could that just be a drunken head and shoulder on Bitcoin so long as we hold those levels? Possible. But I don't know. You know, right here, it's possible. I'm looking at the pennant, though, really, honestly. It's a bear pennant. Anything is possible, bull or bear. I'm in here with the lifer. I'm rock with the lifer in June, July, when we were all puckered up. And so glad I did. Remember, those dips is how we make wealth. It's true. Shib with the prayers. We know nothing. We know nothing but the fact of our own ignorance. That's it. It's crypto, man, not politics. Who's actually scared of the stupid? Oh, man. Nobody should be falling for this. I agree. I just don't see why people think life is good, lifers. Every time we wake up is another opportunity. I feel positive. Shout out to John Maiden. I appreciate you saying that. On the larger time frame. Well, it's related to the stock market and crypto now. Big reason for people selling. But yes. Yeah, and there you have it. And so that's how we're going to be watching Bitcoin for the day. Take a breather. The lifer is here. If you want to join my Patreon, jump on in. Maybe it's a good day to jump on in. Maybe you freaked out and you're going to panic sell. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you like this feeling of being around the lifer. If that makes you happy, then, you know, hit the links, join into the Patreon. I also do a beginner's course every Tuesday in technical analysis from 3 to 5:30. And I also do a course on MetaMask from 1 to 3 every Friday. So Tuesdays and Fridays, we have courses, group courses waiting for you to get you going in cryptocurrency. Hey, the dip's a great place to begin. You don't want to dip. You don't want to start at the top. A lot of people start at the top and get hurt. Rather start near the bottom, right? So, and I got my alert set. I'll be watching this for the patrons. And that's another thing. You get like all my alerts, all my knowledge, everything I'm doing really for the group, always at your beck and call if you join the Patreon. So, love to see you guys in there. Thanks to everyone that jumped on in the last few weeks. I appreciate it. We're going to get through this dip. It's just going to be like another one that we've been through before. It isn't the first time. And thank you so much for everyone that came into the live. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. And I'll see each and every one of you tonight on the live stream. Don't think I won't be there at 8 p.m. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Sam, don't you think this may be another plan from another smart money to scare all the crypto market so everyone sells and then they start a power bar run? Anything is possible, my friends. Anything is possible. I'm not selling not one Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. I won't not. No. To me, Bitcoin's worth way more than the dollar. Even if it looks like the dollar's worth more at the time, it's all a facade to me. In time, that'll all disappear. So I will not sell not one Bitcoin. You saw me just buy Bitcoin here live on the camera, on the live stream. So definitely without a doubt. So again, we also did a Fibonacci, and we see we are in the golden pocket. So there's some things to think about, things to consider. And I'll see you guys all. See you guys in the Patreon. Shout out to Earl Grey. Thank you for your love. Shout out to Bobby McCoy. Shout out to all the awesome lifers that showed up here on a red day. Chrissy Fouts, love you so much. Spiros, Demiar, Greasy, Mike Olin, Matt Fawn, BB Guard, Wendy Van Tiem, Rodney Robinson, Luke Havillard, my dude, Luke. Dogecoin, nice to see you in here. Alex, The People's Coin, Sir Anouk, Federico Unco, John G, Larry Parmley, Earl Grey. Wow, we got a full house here. Faha, Lawfried, Robo, Hotel Kids, Kanao Yahoo, Earl Grey, my dude, Faha Fahi, always in the house. Finbook, always in the house. Ambus Official, Troy McDrains. Nah, that's a new name. Shout out to Troy. Tom Ryan, John Maiden, Troy McDrains. Love that. Master Chief, my dude, man. Clusto, Chua Meech, Fred, Ethan Walls, Wise, Chua Meech. Wow. Unbelievable. DJ Blackwell up in the spot. Fred, Zero Allegiance. How could I forget? XIP Musa. My two mods that showed up on the early tip. CEO of Tron bought 150. Banging on them. Oh, yeah. They all jumped in on Bitcoin. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. The 199s. You guys threw down on a red day. I'll remember you. You guys will have a seat at the head table for sure. Yes, you will. We Talk Watches. Thanks for coming on. And Felipe, Sergio, and everyone here on the live. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Try to get as many people as I could. LS, thank you. Thank you. Greasy, Matt. Workouts are always good. Yeah, I'm going to work out too now. Get my mind right. Life or grind in the trenches today. Shout out to everyone. I love you, and I'll see you again. Jump on into the Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. And I knew I had a, yeah. And 218 people watching on a Saturday. Could we get the likes up to 200? Would be nice. Would have been nice. Happy birthday to your little girl. Have a good one. Get it today. You missed me, LOL. Rodney Robinson. See you all in the Patreon. Join the Patreon now. I talked to you the whole time, man. Like, you were part of the stream. We don't need to talk about you. You are the stream, for crying out loud. Hit the like button. Eternal blessings from Ethan, Finbook, SKL. You're the man, lifer. Take care. Shout out to Patrick Pakiorkowski. Yeah, Pakiorkowski. Patrick Pakiorkowski. Thank you so much for coming in. You bought with FOMO? No, it's not FOMO when you buy when it's dumping. Ocean is the native asset of the Ocean Protocol, a blockchain ecosystem that connects data providers and consumers. I want to see how Ocean, if Ocean held above $1, it's boss. It's boss. Oh, almost did. Almost did. Come on, Ocean. All right, Bitcoin at 47,000. And there we have it. Shout out to everyone here. Thank you. And I'm out of here for the day. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And I'll see you again. Crypto is life. Be safe.